Hi everyone, it's Eve here with you again. Hi Adrian, welcome back.
Hi Eve, nice to see you again.
And today we're talking about very special session we had last week, and we had some time from two incredible people. Who were they?
Yes, that's right, Eve. We were very fortunate to be able to persuade Martin Gren, who's the co-founder and director of the board of Axis, and obviously Pierre Razz, who works for your organisation, Genetec, who's is the CEO and founder of the organisation. So we were delighted to be able to have a little bit of time with them to just begin to get their perspective on what the future of video technologies might look like.
Yeah, and we touched based on topics like cybersecurity, privacy concerns, what will be the choice of infrastructure, edge devices. So tell us a little bit more about the session. What was standing out for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was it's a wide-ranging session, and we covered a range of different issues around, as you say, how might the technology itself evolve, what might be changing in terms of connectivity, and what that might mean for the retail industry in terms of how they can begin to use this technology. But also, we were, very fortunate to get their thoughts around what some of the broader issues might be around some of the issues around privacy and data protection and so on, which are, growing concerns in some countries. So it was great to really get their perspective on some of these issues. And a big takeaway for me was really getting a sense of how they see this technology now beginning to offer a range of options that different parts of retail organizations can now begin to try and get some value from. I think, in the past, video has been pretty much an area which has been predominantly focused upon issues around security and safety. And I think what we're now seeing is that this technology can be viewed increasingly as a toolbox of options that other parts of the business can now begin to tap into to begin to help them deal with some of the problems that they face, but also help them to begin to think about how they can begin to grow their profit as well. So for me, it was a real a moment of saying, how can this technology now begin to help a broader range of users than perhaps what we've seen in the past?
And for me, I mean, first of all, something which really stood up for me, it was the simple explanation how we need to treat data. So just because we found the data doesn't mean that we own the data. So I think it's very simple and straightforward how we should generally treat what we find on the internet. And first of all, getting everything under one standard unified platform is kind of a trend which we see during past years. Standardization, getting away from silos, utilizing technology to its maximum, not just using the standalone subsystems. So that all was discussed. And if our viewers want to see the recording, I will, of course, put the link in the comments. So what will be our next session and when is it going to be?
So our next one is planned for the 12th of January 2022, and we've got a whole year of programs ahead of us. But on the January session, we're going to be looking at how some retail organisations are beginning to use video to try and help them manage the issue of retail theft, particularly in retail stores. What are the ways in which video analytics in particular are now beginning to be utilised to try and help retailers identify and hopefully deter those who set out to try and steal product from stores. So we're going to have some examples from retailers, but also we're going to hear from a supplier of a video technology who I think is really quite exciting in terms of trying to identify criminals in the act. So that's on the 12th of January in the new year of 2022.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting session because we see that deep learning technologies are evolving and actually maturing to the level when you can really use them and when you can really explain the technology in simple words and you can understand how it works. And we are going to look into the technology which is based on gesture recognition. Normally, this is the time when you can start using video analytics. So that's going to be very interesting also to see the accuracy, and we'll talk all about these interesting topics. Great. And so for now, I am wishing you a very happy New Year and Merry Christmas, and I will see you a couple of days before the session.
Yes, I hope you have a Merry Christmas as well, Eve.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.